welcome to this episode of Rodical Thinking with Roderick McDaniel. I'm your host, Roderick McDaniel. Now, let's just go ahead and be honest. I'm a stand-up comedian, and I like to go out, and I'm also, a motivational speaker for kids. But right now I'm unemployed, and that's basically the life of every stand-up comedian, is to be unemployed. And when you're unemployed, what does that mean? It means I sit around and I watch a lot of Cartoon Network, and I read comic books and manga, and play video games. But I also get to watch the news a lot. And so there are some things that Rodical Thinking has looked at while I'm unemployed and said, hey, I should speak out on this. And since every comedian needs to have a cause, and Ellen DeGeneres, let's face it, her and Kathy Griffin got that gay thing locked up, this is going to be mine. I'm going to be your guy that's going to break down social media. For who? I like to think for the kids that are ignorant, the kids that think the Harlem Shake didn't start in Harlem. That's who I'm doing this video for. And so what I do is I look at news stories and I'll break them down to you, because I know you are at a disadvantage. Have you talked to a kid at McDonald's lately? They're ignorant as hell, and that's where I come in. Uncle Rod breaks it down for you. African Americans in gun control. Alright, so one of the things that I've been noticing lately in America is, let's face it, ever since the Newton, Colorado thing, we've been talking about gun controls, whether we should have guns or whether not. And I've been noticing a lot of black people tend to side with Obama. Whether the nigga wrong or right, they just tend to jump on his bandwagon. And I've been thinking maybe somebody should really look at this. Is gun control really that beneficial to the African American community? And I know a lot of people are saying, well, why do we have to make it a black thing or a white thing? Let's face it, America, it is. Racism has come a long way, and yeah, you can't go to the mall and see a white girl with a black guy more than you'll see a black guy with a black girl, and that has become the new norm. But racism does play into some of these issues. Let's look at this gun control issue for one thing. Okay, gun violence is not a new thing. If you've lived in the inner city of Chicago, if you've ever been to Brooklyn, hell, if you've ever been in the 2nd or the 3rd ward in Houston, gun violence is nothing new. It's been popping pretty good since the 80s, even the 70s, late 70s we knew about gun violence. And that's the thing that I don't think people realize. It hasn't become an epidemic until it hits a white community. I'm sorry I had to say that, but when little white kids die and little white kids get shot, it's now an epidemic. When it was just little black kids getting shot in the inner city, you never saw it on the news, and we didn't think about it. But now that it is an epidemic, let's really look at this. If you're going to take away guns, here's what I suggest. I want to really see you come up with a plan to take it away from the Bloods and the Crips and the Mexican Mafia and any of those groups. Hell, even the Chinese Triad, the Japanese Yakuza. You take away guns from them, now I'm kind of willing to listen to you. But we also know you're not going to take away guns from them. Black market guns are thriving. Hell, you can go to Amarillo, Texas and get a gun with a body on it. So, now that we know these things, this is one of the things I want to talk about. How can you really control guns? America, you can't even control drugs in your community. I mean, right now, you could probably go to some small town like Frederick, Oklahoma, and get a dime bag and a 45. And that could happen on a Friday night. And you could have it popping on Saturday night. How are you really going to control that? And this is the thing, I hate to say this, but I'm so sick and tired of these yuppie liberals, especially the white ones that voted for Obama, and they think that this guy can't do wrong. If they take away guns, you know who's going to suffer? Poor, innocent people in the hood. My grandmama has a 45. She also has a 9. She has a 22. I think she has a shotgun. Why does she have that many hood guns? Because she knows a lot of niggas live in her neighborhood. See, we're not scared of black folk breaking into our house. I'm not even scared of the government coming into my house. But I am scared of niggas breaking in the middle of the night, taking my stuff. And that's why I keep a gun. That's my Second Amendment right. Second Amendment right wasn't set up because I was scared of people who know how to act with some common sense. It's because I'm scared of white boys that like to get high on that crystal meth and drink too much damn beer on Saturday nights. That's why I keep a gun. You can never take these gun issues away, and let's be real. I'm not against the universal background checks. I think you should have universal background checks. But I think what we're doing is we're trying to put a Band-Aid on an open gashed wound. You're not going to be able to control guns with that little stupid policy that you have. Just putting it out there. And that's the nigga effect on it. Because I promise you, as soon as you take away guns from legal people, niggas is gonna find out ways to get illegal guns. Alright, welcome back to this episode of Rodical Thinking with Roderick McDaniel. I'm your host, Roderick McDaniel. Today, we're talking about women and body image. Now, this is a pretty important topic to me personally. One, because I have so many women in my household. And I've had to deal with this subject a lot, whether it was with my own children or the kids that I met out there when I was doing my traveling and public speaking, or even with my grown friends. As a comedian, I've met a lot of people, love a lot of people, and a lot of people shared their personal life with me. This body image issue is a big deal. Here's the thing, and I've noticed this, that women with little boobs want big boobs, and women with big boobs want little boobs. And they think that this is the all-encompassing battle. Because big boob girls, they have a hard time finding bras that fit, they hate jogging, they have all kinds of back hurts and problems. It's a real deal for them. Boobs are very important to women. And if you think it isn't, you let a woman have breast cancer and have to lose a boob. She starts going through issues with this that guys could never imagine. Yeah, you could. Picture if you got testicle cancer and you had to lose one of your boys. Niggas is gonna be upset. That's how women are about their boobies. Now here's the thing, women. I want you to understand this. You gotta do a couple things. Quit reading these magazines. The magazines are the worst things out there. They tell you that you're too fat, you're too skinny, you're too plain, you're not right, you're not doing the right sex moves, you ain't got the right amount of money. If I read them kind of magazines, I'd be messed up too. But I don't. Why? Mostly because I can't read. So I don't have to waste my time on magazines unless they got pictures, like in comic books. So that's what I'm suggesting. Get rid of the magazines and let's start working on loving yourself. Two, let's look at the real deal issue here. Guys, we don't care if you got little boobs or big boobs. Really? All we care is that you don't have a ding-a-ling. That really is important to us. We like you to fit like a puzzle. That don't work. Now whether you got boobs up here or no boob, that connection's the most important one. This connection no working for us, okay? So while you worried about your boobs, you need to quit worrying about those things. What you really need to worry about is your personality. Because I don't care if you got the greatest rack in the world. If you got a bad personality, ain't no damn man gonna have nothing to do with you. And you can bet that on your ratchet acting self. Three, let's also look at the real deals here. Nobody wants bones. Think of this. I see girls that have starved themselves and got ultra skinny and can play hide and seek behind a straw in a McDonald's cup. That is not cute. You look like an 8-year-old boy. Eat something for damn sake. First of all, if I wanted an 8-year-old boy, I changed my name to Michael Jackson and I become the king of pop. I don't like nothing this skinny. I want you to have curves. I got boobs for the both of us. That's how I came prepared. So even if I do got boobs for us, it don't matter what you got. What's going on down under the tree? Boobs are like this. They like Christmas tree lights. Everybody likes, some people like trees with white lights. Some people like trees with big bulbs. Some people like trees with little bulbs. Some people like trees that have sparkly bulbs or purple bulbs or red, green, and yellow bulbs. All they know is that that's a beautiful Christmas tree. Boobs are your Christmas lights. You are a Christmas tree. And let's face it, all we really care about is what we're going to get to unwrap under the tree on the 25th. This has been your Uncle Rod with another public service announcement here on Rodical Thinking. Now take care of yourself, and ladies, keep them up.